Welcome back to this video tutorial. We can understand how to display and how to read values to an array in this video, mainly in case of two-dimensional array. Okay, so here it is an array, an integer type array ARY, and its dimensions are 3 rows and 3 columns. Okay, and the initializing values are listed here in this braces. So total 9 values y. Here we can store 3 into 3, 9 values. Okay, how can we display these values onto the screen? So for that, here we can use for loop. Not the normal for loop, we need the nesting of for loop, right? So we can use iterating variables. So they are declared here. Now we can use the array. For I equal to 0, I less than this 3 number of rows, I plus plus, right? Then inside this for loop, we can use another for loop for changing the column values. Okay, that is for j equal to 0, j less than 3 number of columns, j plus plus. Okay, now here we can display each and every element one after another. Numbers are actually the integer numbers. So specifier is percentage %d, then ARY of I j. Okay, so what is the meaning of this in nesting of loop here? Here this is used for changing rows and this is used for changing columns. So we can start the indexing from 0, right? So I equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. So it iterates 3 times. Okay, similarly inside this outer for loop we have the inner loop. Okay, this is used for changing the column values. We have 3 columns and the index starting from 0 and this value is changing from 0, 1, 2, total 3 times, right? So what's the meaning? Whenever this I equal to 0, this I less than 3 is a true case. 0 less than 3 is true, so move inside this body of the outer loop. Here it is the starting of the inner for loop. So initialize j with value 0 first. Then check if j less than 3. Again it is true. That means 0 less than 3 is true case. So go inside this inner for loop body. Here we have the printf statement. Using this we can display ARY of I j. Okay, I value is 0, j value is 0. So ARY of 0, 0. The first element pointed by the index 0, 0. That is, this one is displayed now. After this, here we have no other statement inside this for loop body, inner for loop body. So go here and increment j by 1. J now become 1. 1 is less than 3. Yes, the condition is true. So again move inside this inner for loop body and display ARY of IJ. I value is not changed yet. The I value is 0 itself, but the j value is changed. That means updated to 1. So 0, 1 is displayed. 0th row, first element, that is 2. Okay, next again go to the updation of j. J become 2, 2 less than 3 is true. So again comes here and display this ARY of I is not changed yet. 0, 3. Sorry, 0, 2. Okay, 0, 2 is an index to this third element of this list. So 3 is displayed. Again go here, j become 3. 3 less than 3 is not a valid case. So we need to skip this inner for loop body now. Right? And go here and increment I by 1. I become 1. I is previously it was 0. Now it become 1. 1 is less than 3 as a true case again. So comes here. That means the starting of inner for loop. So we need to initialize again this j value to 0. 0 less than 3 is true. Yes. So move here and display ARY of 1, 0. That is this 4. Next display 1 1 1 2. Okay, after displaying 1 2, j again become 3. 3 less than 3 is not a valid case, so skip this and comes here. Here we have no other statement to execute, so move back to this outer for loop increment portion, that I become 2 now. 2 less than 3 is a valid case, again comes here, starting of inner for loop. Okay, so here initialize this j value with 0. 0 less than 3 is again valid, so printf 2 0, then 2 1 2 2. After this condition become violated, move outside. Here again go to this increment of I operation, I become 3. 3 less than 3 is an invalid case, or the condition returns false value, so move outside of this outer for loop also. Here we have no other statement to execute, so this is the end of the program execution. Okay, now we can check the output of this program. Look at here, the array elements are listed here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, right? So all the 9 elements of this array, this matrix, is displayed now. But our task is to display this array in the form of matrix with 3 rows and 3 columns. How it possible? For that, we need to transfer our control to the new line after displaying 3 different elements of our one array. So fix one row, then display 3 elements, 3 column positions of that particular row. Again, we need to transfer control to next line and display 3 different column positions of that second row. After that, transfer control to third position and display 3 different values of the third row. Okay, then it form the matrix, a 3 by 3 matrix. So where we want to introduce the new line character, we need to execute after completing the displaying of 3 different elements of our first row and 3 different elements of the second row. Okay, that means in a row we need to change the column position 3 times. Then we need to transfer the control to the new line. So this inner loop actually used for changing the column position. So after this for loop body, here we need to introduce that particular new line character. What's the meaning? So after displaying 3 different elements of a fixed row, we need to transfer control here. That means next we want to execute this. That means transfer control from current line to new line. Then increment value of I, again repeat this. After displaying 3 different values of the second row, it display or it perform the execution of this new line character, so transfer control to the new line. Okay, so now we can check the output. Okay, so now it comes almost in the form of a matrix, right? We can introduce certain space in between the elements of a row, so put a space here. Now we can again display. So now it is 1, after a space here it is 2, after a space it is 3. After displaying 3 column values of a first row, it transfer control to new line. Here it display 3 column values of the second row, after it transfer control to new line. Okay, here also it display 3 different column positions of third row and stop the program execution. Okay, now we can read elements from keyboard in order to initialize this array. Now we can try this. That means read the elements from the keyboard and we can store it into our declared array. Okay, how it possible? So for that we can use the same nesting loop again for storing different value to different index position. Okay, so simply copy this. Okay, so for in each column position we need to scanf percentage d. For reading and storing into array, the space is not valid, so we simply remove that space. This is actually used for displaying the elements in matrix form. Okay, so specify the address of different index location. Right, first case, ARI of 0 0, address of ARI of 0 0, that means 0 0 index is pointing to particular memory location where we can store the first value entered from the keyboard, second 0 1 0 2, after that 1 0 1 1 1 2, then 2 0 2 1 2 2. Okay, using scanf statement we can read values from keyboard in order to initialize our array. Here this printf is valid or needed? No, this printf is needed. Printf means for displaying something. Here actually we are doing scanning or reading values from keyboard in order to initialize our array. So the printf is not needed here. Okay, that printf is needed only for displaying value to the output screen in the form of a matrix. Now we can display this. Okay, I'm going to enter, sorry, here we haven't any command, so simply introduce command also, printf, then it become more clear. Okay, enter the 9 elements of our matrix. Right, okay, after that it start the execution of this reading loop. So the command is available. Now it become more clear for the user to understand what actually meant to do by the user. Okay, I'm going to enter 3 4 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. So look at this, here it display, here it read first 9 values from the keyboard. Okay, and stored properly in different index location of our matrix. After that, while executing this one, it display the value in matrix form. Right? Okay, now we can consider another program, or we can modify this in order to get the sum of elements of this matrix. Okay, for accumulating the result, we can declare one variable sum and is initialized with the value 0. So after that, we can add. How to add? We want to add each and every elements of our matrix. So simply include the statement in any of this nested loop. Sum equal to sum plus a of ij. Okay, so after completing this loop iteration, we can display printf sum of matrix elements equal to percentage d, that is sum. Right, now we can check this. Sorry, the name is ARY, right? So simply execute this. Okay, I'm going to enter values 9 ones, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. Okay, so while executing this nesting a loop, it display the matrix form, and finally it display the sum of elements of our 3 by 3 matrix given. Okay, so we can include the statement here, or we can include this one here also. Is it valid? Is this returns a true result? Now we can check it. Okay, again 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. Okay, 9. Again the result is true. From this it's clear that Using this loop or this loop, we can find out the sum of elements of an array. In both the cases, all the elements of the array are taken in consideration. Only the difference is that this is used for reading from keyboard and storing into our array, and this is used for the stored value need to display in the matrix form. Okay, thank you.